It's game time, we ain't playing with you. It's game time, it's game time, we ain't playing with you. That's how we ball for y'all.
What up? You are rocking with Duvop. Yo, thanks for joining for episode 82. A round of applause. Man. Hope everybody's feeling good. Sun was shining. We'll keep this nice weather going. And we're gonna keep all these current events keep moving too. Without ado, let's get into these topics. So it was interesting because there was all this talk, it was like all the military generals or a summit to be in this big meeting. So it was like it was calling over 800 military top rank, but the meeting looked like it was really kind of about calling them fat, calling them out of shape. That was crazy. You know, I mean, a lot of people said that was like disrespecting them. You're like, how do you call 800 military generals with the pinstripes and all the awards, and they've really been in the battlefield, and you had the audacity to disrespect them. I mean, it was professional. They kept it professional because they listened what he had to say. You know, it's just some people didn't agree. I agree the way he said it to everybody. If you feel that you need to make a change in the military, because I get it. When you look at China's soldiers and how militant they are, they're like looking the same, walking the same. They look a little bit stronger and more powerful. And I guess when you look at us, it wasn't fitting the right stereotype, I would say. But this is a different way. Like they said, you could have did that behind closed doors. You didn't have to let the public in on that whole meeting. That just looked kind of disrespectful. But yeah, I play clip what the guy said.
It all starts with physical fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations or really any formation and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a four-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the joint force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year, as well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year, every year of service. Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our joint force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense. I mean, most units do that already, but we're codifying it. And we're not talking like hot yoga and stretching. Real hard PT, either as a unit or as an individual. At every level, from the Joint Chiefs to everyone in this room to the youngest private, leaders set the standard. And so many of you do this already. Active, Guard, and Reserve.
I heard, the different generals was like, the audacity. Audacity to call us fat. Audacity to call us out of shape. Hey, I don't know what is going on and why all of a sudden, they so hip to getting everybody in shape and making sure everything is looking good for, is it for combat, for battle? They won't planning to go to war. Like, well, why? Why all of a sudden this type of interest? Because you got to cut your hair, They want to make sure no long beards and make sure they don't want you to look bad. You may like look in shape and you got to pass these certain exams. For women, they got to make sure they're passing those tests too, or you're not going to be you know accepted. I just hope that all these things are just gonna look for positive into these things. I don't know if it's just reshaping it, the military force. But then also on the other hand, it was kind of like talked about kind of like, oh well, Trump kind of using the military against the own U.S. different orders that they might have to do because even if they call out, the National Guards in certain cities and things like that, that supposedly they don't even have the right to arrest you. They don't even have the authority to arrest people. So what are they actually going to be there for? And then he's saying basically use excessive force. Oh, I hope I hope the best. I don't a lot of things is changing. A lot of things is happening right now. It's like a lot of eye opening and just kind of pay attention to how this year is going to end. There's another thing going on. The government shutdown. I remember talking about it last year. They was always so close. I think it was like last day they had to make sure they make the decisions to come to the type of agreement. But I guess this year they didn't come to an agreement. And so I'm kind of disappointed in the Republicans, disappointed in the Democrats for even getting this far. They said it was like 2018. That was the last shutdown in that last 35 days. And magically it was under Donald Trump's watch when all that's kind of happened. But in the long run, the people who's hurting is the people who work for the federal government. People who's going to be hurting, but people who actually receives these type of benefits. And most likely, it's always the people. If it's always the health care, it's always the Medicaid. You know, um, you got to look out for the people. At the end of the day, if these people who's been relying on these things, you got to come to some type of agreement to make sure they are still taken care of because they worked hard throughout the years and or was promised a certain way of living in this country, and this is what you provided for them. I'm aware of the rumor saying it's probably because of the legals. They don't want to get the legals the health care and all that, but it's more than them. It's definitely more than them because now you're looking at regular people that their health care is going to double because of this shutdown. They told about the TSA workers, how long they can last at the airport until they start calling out when they're not getting paid. It's going to be a very domino effect if we don't get this problem taken care of. Because they looking at, history is going to repeat itself. Last time when they looked at the 35 days, they lost billions of dollars, the country. So who's really winning in these type of situations? So I'm disappointed in both parties, and I think you guys need to get it together. And hopefully, by the time this release, the shutdown's over. We don't know, and we'll see. We gotta pay attention. But talking about shutdown, looks like Diddy. Diddy. He was they finally sentenced him 4 years and 2 months. Hey, some people say he caught a break, and some people were thinking like that's not enough for him. You know, was justice served? In a way, it was, but then in a way, it was just not by the books. It looks like because he's found guilty. He's found guilty in via prostitution and trafficking and prostitution. Is that the good sentence for that crime? No. So it had to be something else behind it. But hey, it's a win for Diddy because I mean he probably thought he was coming home, because he was crying, upset, and things like that. He probably thought he was coming home or probably gonna get probation or something. But the judge seen it the other way, called it another way. No, that he's gonna probably get a if he really does good behavior, it looks like he might probably do like a 2.5. Um, because they said they're gonna count for him the time that he actually spent in jail, so they're gonna include that into his sentence too. It's a fortunate situation, but it's a touchy subject to everybody and how they feel about Diddy. You know, now it's over. It's just moving on to the next. See what how he can recover, do his time, learn his lesson, learn from it, and then move on with his life with his family. And then nobody has to talk about this more. So see what kind time will tell, and see how everything goes with that. But I wish them the best and his family the best. So it looks like they made the announcement of who's gonna run the halftime show. It looks like Bad Bunny's. He's been killing yet a hell of a year. Album was phenomenal in the Latin community. That got a lot of his hits on there. Got a lot of culture vibes. And then he's been looking out for his own culture, Puerto Rico. He's been smashing all the shows. People say great things about going to the show, being a part of the show, and all the expectation. So I don't see why not he wouldn't do a great job at the Super Bowl. He's gonna bring that energy there, bring the dance vibes, gonna have people dancing in the living rooms or having a party now. It's definitely gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun, different atmosphere. So I think it's just Bad Buddy's time. He deserves it. But then people will just, the controversy of he's saying, he doesn't want to have any shows in America because of the ICE situation. You don't want people ICE waiting outside the concert, scrambling up, Latin people for no reason and bothering things like that. So he kind of tweeted was like, yeah, I added one American show, so he trolled on that one. But why I don't know why people talking about ICE gonna be at the Super Bowl. Like I'm looking at this billionaires, millionaires, all ready to have a good time mixed. So I don't think that type of crowd is gonna be anybody waiting for ICE or even have that energy in the building. And I don't think football NFL should even allow for ICE to be even in their presence or even around there. That has nothing to do with anything. What they're trying to do. So it's just kind of stereotyping. Like, why would you think just because Bad Bunny is performing? And let's not forget he's Puerto Rican. So Puerto Rican is part of the United States. So it's just bad stereotype. And it don't mean just because of ICE and immigration and things like people illegally in the country and they're trying to ship it back to their country has nothing to do with the Latin community and how strong it is, and especially when you look at the World Cup, how that's about to be part of U.S. coming to America. So what is that has nothing to do with anything. So they're not giving up on the Latin community and things like that. And why would you? We support all. So I don't even see why people would disagree and be even having a topic of being trying to boycott that. That's just stupid. But yeah. So look forward to seeing the Super Bowl, seeing what kind of if he's gonna do it by himself or he plans to bring people out or what what's gonna how he's gonna uh put on the show for that. So definitely looking forward to that. So congratulations to Bad Bunny and great things he's been doing for Puerto Rico and keep his culture alive. That's what's up. That said, let's get into some new music. New music. So my guy, Young Jeezy or Jeezy dropped a new album, Still Snowing. Yo, I'm gonna say there was a vibes on it. He definitely bringing a old school, definitely classic samples that he sampled on this project. Is it the same like Jeezy before? Like he's trying something different. Um, and I mean it was you gotta find those tracks, but for me, 9 to 17, they all on replay. Other ones is like I'm not. It's like West Coast kind of feel a vibe. It's still on his Tupac because he looks up to Tupac, so I get those tracks and things like that. But the ones that I'm just rocking with, I rock with the whole team. Head to the Sky, love that sample. Back for more. Keep the same energy. I rock with those. Those are the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Those are the vibes on the album. So it's a cool switch up. It's a cool switch up, especially you sampling these type of records. You can't go wrong. And I'm sure he's back after this. Probably gonna get back to putting some of those type of thug motivation, type of beats on there. But he's still saying something to me. I'm still paying attention to what he's saying and the words and just the way he's putting things together. It's still it's still cool, still fly, especially how he been doing it for so long. So definitely go check out that. Still snowing. I'm rocking with it. Still snowing. Yo, I'm big on AI, man. I talked about AI, and I think I talked about it before. How with the Zorro, the videos, and things like that. How it's gonna looks like it's gonna affect Hollywood. At the end of the day, but now they talking about they have an AI actress in Hollywood. Oh man, is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of using AI actors and actors in Hollywood, where now it's going to take out of the actors and real actors in Hollywood pocket? They say it's already a cutthroat in Hollywood already. It's so hard to make it and break it through being an actor. So now that you want to add an extra AI in it, I don't think people were happy about this. I have to say.
Now to some controversy in Hollywood, which could have implications for all of us, really. All right, check this out. You are looking at actress Tilly Norwood. Only here's the thing. She's not really an actress because she's not really a person. She is a product, 100% AI generated. Now she's caught the attention of Hollywood talent agencies, and real-life stars are raising alarm.
Tilly Norwood was created by Aline Vandervelden, an actor who founded the world's first AI talent studio, Sequoia. Vandervelden says she's spoken with several agents vying to represent her AI character, who she pitched as the next Scarlett Johansson. This has drawn sharp criticism online and talks of a boycott of whichever agent signs Norwood.
Let's get to know each other.
She's being pitched as the ultimate girl next door, except
Tilly Norwood, 100% AI generated.
she's the brainchild of Dutch comedian Aline Vandervelden, who founded the AI-centered production company Particle 6, where Tilly Norwood was born. Over the weekend, a host of actors responded to reports that agencies were interested in signing the AI actress. Melissa Barrera wrote, "How gross. Read the room." Vandervelden responded Sunday saying in part, "I see AI not as a replacement for people, but as a new tool," adding, "I hope we can welcome AI as part of the wider artistic family."
No contract, no actors!
The threat of AI was a major bone of contention as union actors went on strike in 2023, resulting in
remember that.
some new protections.
About when they went on strike.
Last law.
So now, I mean,
Now to some controversy in Hollywood.
we're looking at, we're looking at a different time that we're about to occur. And I said about it, 5 years, 10 years, things gonna be changed. But now people looking at it like, okay, so there's gonna be these type of roles that maybe actors, big actors don't want to participate in. But now you're gonna have a AI do whatever you want to do. When it comes to sexuality, maybe nudity, um, anything and everything. And like I said, it doesn't age. So actors and actresses they age. They now you're looking at something that don't even have to age, or unless you want it to age. So it's definitely playing with it. It's definitely playing with it. And I just like, damn, everybody just kind of gotta get prepared. Gotta get prepared. Or let's big rally. I mean, I can see maybe the younger generation may not know better on what's real and what's not, but the people who still know what's real and what's not, let's make sure we support the real. I mean, why can't we always just support the real? Um, and that definitely will impact the world if you keep supporting people who are real. You can go out and touch, you can interact with, or you can really see, because AI is building up rapidly, and talked about the music last week. So now they about to having the artists signing for AI, what, to $3 million. Now they're signing actors and actress. So it's like that's going to be the next wave. It's going to be cost effective for them because they don't have to pay. So and it's going to change the market. It's going to impact it in a different way. So that's my opinion on that. Let's make sure we keep supporting the real. So when I say let's keep supporting the real, I support Kevin Hart, Kai, and Drewski. On the stream, and it's supposed to be the last sleepover stream. Kai had it for the mafia. That is nothing but hilarious, man. It damn near almost made me stay up all night, man. I think I lasted to maybe like 3:30. I had to get some rest, but for them to keep doing it all night, it's crazy. Or even they falling asleep, they had different things when they was falling asleep because it was probably extremely late. Probably may have been like 6 in the morning. I don't know what time, but it caught falling asleep. But different comedies from this Kevin Hart's. At least now it's like his whole actually house having workers there instead of that it really wasn't working. But yo, but it just and having Drewski call, having Drewski do blind dates, and then Ray J pop up, and then he had a lookalike woman who was talking about, yeah, he'll eat her ass, she'll eat his ass, and then Kevin Hart was like, oh, that gotta be the nastiest girl in the world, But it's just different comedy how they kind of just keep their chemistry together. And then Drewski, other day, used to date Ruby Rose, so he actually called her up, and then Kevin Hart grabbed the phone, and was like, "Yo, tell me the truth. Did you eat Drewski ass?" But she like, "Yo, Kevin, what are you talking about?" Even Kai was like, asked him too. She like, "Yo, Kai, what are you talking about?" Like, of course I never did that. That's not even. But we know Drewski is the damn fucking freaky man. He's a freaky. Him and his she-mens and all that stuff. He's into that. Uh, but it looks like I did say they should probably do a movie together. So it looked like they actually are coming out with a movie together. So it looks like it's like a comedy horror, basically like streaming horror. That's something happened when they all stream together. So I got to check out the trailer. The trailer looks funny, looks crazy. Looks like something interesting that everybody might check out. So I'll definitely check that out. But play a clip.
Kev, open the gate! This is a big ass crib.
Oh, fuck, man! That is a handmade vase.
Vase?
It's a fucking vase, you broke ass niggas.
Kev, what? Look natural. We're gonna get rid of the body. Fuck! What the? Listen, it's a period sinker. I ain't doing it! I'm gonna fucking kill you. Kevin, you gonna ruin my career, bro. Listen, man, I'm the only nigga in here with something to lose.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like they are doing a movie. So it looks like it's dope. That's dope. The next world of the comedy, trying to evolve, from the streaming to actually to the theaters and things like that. So definitely check out that. That was cool to watch. All nighter type thing, and then shout out to Kai for being the first 1 million stream. They say it looked like it's nothing, but that's it's a huge compliment. They're gonna actually look back in history books and see what he actually did and accomplished. And also having LeBron James, because I said, "Oh, was he really gonna cut his hair?" I was like, "Oh, is he really gonna cut his hair?" So it looked like he did cut his hair, and he did have LeBron participate in him cutting his hair. So that was crazy. It was crazy look to me. Okay, you look kind of younger. You definitely look younger. From, like the first time you actually looked on YouTube, that's where you kind of get to your tapping into your younger look, even younger than what you are. You know, but it was dope having LeBron on there, and then he did hit you with that motivation speech. That was dope too. Right on topic, right on the money, man, right on the money. So yeah, that was definitely dope. But definitely be supporting and check out what he got going on. For the next world and next stream and see what he's gonna be tuned in. Well, he also announced to that he's doing a streaming university again. So definitely 2026 they're gonna be doing a stream university again. You already know, support that. I talked about it last year, so I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. You took check like I said. I applied, so let's see if they actually choose. See if you check it out. See what he says. But definitely fan of guy and things he's been doing. Look at his journey that he been going on. Definitely support that, and I hope everybody do that too. Definitely something that you don't really see person coming from the Bronx too. What's up? That's what's up. So definitely check out that. Uh, don't. All right, yo, let's get into some motivation, man. After all that, some motivation. I need a motivation. All right, so this one says, "Go ahead, jump. Universe will catch you every time." So I somewhat agree, but then I don't agree. But this one I definitely understand what he mean. Like always take the risk, always just go for it. Always take that leap of faith. If the universe is with you, that definitely will catch you every time you take a leap and maybe fall. Even they said you won't fall. I guess it's gonna catch you. But hopefully it catches you every time. And if it don't catch you, that's why you still have legs. As long as you still have legs, you can just get up, and then try again. That's what Leah said. First you don't see, just don't give up. Just keep try again and try again. So yeah. But I felt like that was a dope quote. I hope it was for everybody who's listening. I'm listening to it, so I heard. So I said, okay, go ahead, jump. Universe will catch you every time. I like that. I like that. Yeah, go check out that Sky Rise featuring Gerbo and Well, that's what I got for everybody today, check out man. That Savage. So don't forget to like, subscribe, sign. I appreciate check out everything. And then I told you I got some music. Still got some music out there too. Anyway, look out what's coming. Hopefully coming soon. And then just keep paying attention to everything I do. But in the meantime, between times, you've been rocking with Duke Bob. Peace.
I love it. You guys are so great.